We are going to connect now with Andrea Mosco. She is a Canadian who left Israel yesterday on a private flight, now safe in Cyprus with her son and father, but she still has a long way to go to get home. Andrea, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You must be breathing a sigh of relief right now. Take me through the past 24 hours.
So I am breathing a quarter of a sigh because we are still in this unbearable situation. The past 24 hours have been interesting. So I got, luckily, with my father and my son on that flight yesterday, and we knew about it maybe 12 hours before. My husband drove us to the airport. Thank God there was no rockets on our way. We didn't have to leave the car. We made it to the airport. We were there. We got on the flight with just basically the clothes on our backs. Wasn't even able to take my stroller for my son, but we made it. The flight was a lot of emotions, gratitude for the donor and for everyone that worked together to get us out of there. Gratitude for the people of Israel and the entire country and the entire situation. And it was just a very emotional experience to leave. Of course, I didn't want to leave, but I wanted to make sure that my father would get home safely to Canada. So we left, and it was a quick flight, a jump across the sea. And during that time, my mom and a travel agent were working extremely hard to find us flights home, because it's not that easy to get to Toronto right now from this area of the world. There's a lot of us, and a lot of us trying to get out. So tomorrow night, we will begin our journey, which starts here in Cyprus, then to Germany, and from Germany to Detroit. And luckily, I have family in Detroit that will pick us up, and then my mom will come meet us and take us home. So we're expecting to return to Toronto by Monday night.
Okay, well, we're happy you're going to be returning soon. Were you just visiting when you were there?
I live there, but my father came to visit.
Okay.
And he's disabled, so there was no way he was going to navigate the world to get home. So I needed to get him home, and I can't leave my son, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Your husband didn't come along with you?
No, actually, my husband has been called up to the reserve, so he will be fighting for the country while we're in Canada praying for safety and for a better life for us there. And as you know, today was a day of rage for Jewish people around the world. So although we left Israel, Jewish people around the world are not safe. There was attacks in Toronto. There's attacks in Jews all over the world. There's a lot of Jews here in Cyprus, and we're all hiding today, hiding in our hotel rooms, hiding where we can, because yes, we got out of the war zone, but the Jewish people don't feel safe anywhere at this time.
You must have been extremely torn, leaving Israel, having to get your father home with your son, and your husband being called up.
Torn doesn't even begin to describe it. I'm constantly shaking. I'm constantly in fear. My husband, my life, my livelihood is there. Of course, Canada is home to me, but Israel is also my home, and he's there on the front lines, and I can't be there to support him and help him, and it's a very difficult situation.
I'm very sorry that you have to go through this. When you got that flight, who arranged the flight? It was a private one?
So I didn't really know the details at all. Yes, it was a private flight from an incredible Jewish donor in Toronto. We have an amazing community of people in Toronto. The Jewish community is incredible, and it was donated by someone, a philanthropist from Toronto, that just wanted to help get people out because the government was taking a long time. Yes, finally they got it today. There was a flight, I think last night there was a flight. They've actually been calling me. They called me 4 times today to see if we wanted to get on that flight. Each time I told them we already got out, and they said they would take us off the list, yet they continue to call. And I appreciate it. I've seen the videos, I've seen the pictures of the government getting people out and the flights and how proactive they are now. So I appreciate that from the government. It took a lot of time and a lot of pressure, but they stepped up, and hopefully everyone will be able to get out safely just like us.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get back to Canada?
Okay, so it's fall. I'm definitely gonna go and get some Timbits and a pumpkin spice latte. We do not have Starbucks in Israel, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. And my son will get to experience Halloween for the first time, which okay, we'll carve a pumpkin, we'll go apple picking, we'll see the beautiful leaves. But I, of course, would rather be home in Israel without a war.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you enjoy that pumpkin spice latte, the Timbits, and Halloween for your son, and we're thinking of all of you.
Thank you. And I'm thinking of Israel and a peaceful end to all of this and a safe life for the Jewish people across the world.
Thank you. Andrea Mosco in Cyprus, safe flight home.
Thank you.
When there are civilians in harm's way, Dean Stott helps get them to safety. He is a former British Special Forces member and has helped evacuate hundreds of individuals and families, including Canadians, from hotspots around the globe. Welcome to the program.
Morning. Thank you very much.
Yeah, give me an idea of the work you're currently doing.
Yeah, so as soon as it started unraveling on Saturday, I got on a flight. My wife put me on a flight Sunday evening to get into the country as quickly as possible. So we've evacuated people from Libya, Afghanistan, Sudan, and we understand the nuances of trying to get people out, especially when there's panic and hysteria. So we came in early because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, the airspace may shut down. And as soon as we got down, before it even landed, we had 60 requests from families for assistance. So what we do is when we come here, we look at the options available to us. You know, at the moment, the airspace is still open, but a lot of flights are getting cancelled. So then we look at alternative options where we do road moves to Jordan, where we take boats to Cyprus. So we have plans normally in place, but I'd never been to Israel before. So as soon as I hit the ground, I had to start establishing these plans and procedures with local resources.
You gotten out?
Sorry?
How many people have you gotten out so far?
So at the moment, I think at the moment we just got a flight. I was just checking my phone then. We had 15 on a flight this evening from an elderly couple, some students from a Bible college in the old city here. So at the moment, we're around 75 people since we got here on Monday.
Wow, you really just jumped right in.
Yeah, timing's critical on these things. If you wait around, you know, you may not be able to get into country. I know now there's a lot of security organizations, non-profits and charities trying to get in. They're stuck in Cyprus. They're stuck in Istanbul. So time was of the essence to get in and make some impact, because this happened right in the middle of the Israeli holiday, the Sukkot. So there was thousands of people here on holiday visiting their relatives. You know, I know just alone about 10,000 families from New York and Boston were here. So there's a lot of people here, and we just, you know, we've done this before, and we just came in to assist where we could.
What are some of the hazards that you've seen so far?
So far for us, thankfully, there hasn't really been many hazards. You know, when we first got here, anyone who was down near the south, we got them up to the central Israel. You know, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, central Israel is reasonably quiet. Up in the north and the south is very different. So we're just getting people here. The problem is you've got a lot of flights being cancelled, which then worries a lot of people. And then there's the uncertainty of what's going to be happening in the next, day or two. And added to that pressure, you have family members as well in Canada, in America, in Europe, concerned about their family members here. So you're really just juggling expectations, trying to get people on flights. That is the primary route. But we have alternative routes, like I said, across the Jordan. But you know, the Jewish population at the moment, and rightfully so, with the what happened at the weekend, aren't keen to go to a Muslim country. So the non-Jewish community are happy to take that route. So we're sort of just juggling with what we got. And then things change all the time, and we just then react to those changes and look at alternative options.
Is there any chance that you will help? I mean, I know we have Canadians in Gaza, for example, who want to get out. Also, there are Americans in Gaza who want to get out. Is that part of what you would do as well?
we would look at all options. We never say no. If anyone needs help, I'm not a religious person myself, but and for me, I just see what's good and what's bad. And so if we have the capability and the capacity, and it doesn't put people's lives at risk, their lives and also ours, then obviously we would look at that option.
What type of people typically ask for your help?
So this trip's been very different from the other trips that I've been on. The other trips, we had clients already and we were contracted to go in. Here we came in and we didn't know. So social media's played a big part on this. So we're getting everything from young families to elderly couples. And as I just mentioned, these students that are here studying at Bible college and everything in between. So once people realize we're on the ground, the power of social media then attracted people to us. And we're just trying to help as many people as we can. And also, if they don't want to leave as well, just almost do a welfare check on them as well. Just let them know there's friendly forces on the ground.
What assurances do you seek from different political parties? And also, can you be sure that they'll honor them?
From political parties, you mean within this whole conflict? Is that what you're trying to say?
Within this, like, do you have to ask Israel, are you going to bomb in this certain situation so we can safely get in and get out? Those types of things.
No, so what we do is we have a great network. I have friends from the special forces, from the intelligence agencies. I have friends working with the media outlets down in the south. So there's a couple of group chats that we're on, which keeps us up to date and hopefully gives us a bit more of a heads up. So we're using those resources to give us an idea what's happening, but we would never take any additional risks to ourselves and also to those people. So if we feel that it's too dangerous, we would just step back and maybe wait until there's a better time or gap, or look at an alternative option. But no, we're not reliant on political influence or the Israelis saying yes or no to us.
Looking ahead, what do you expect? How many people do you expect to try to help? What type of help will be required in the next few days, next few weeks?
So at the moment, everyone's going to my wife. My wife's controlling all the requests and juggling a family as well back home. And so at the moment, the airspace is still open. And so that's the primary route we're looking at. What I'm really conscious of in the next couple of days, or when the troops start going in, is that airspace. Will more flights be cancelled? Will the airspace be closed completely? Because then that's a whole different factor. Then we start looking at road moves. But also we may have to stay here for the foreseeable. So it then start looking at safe houses and just making sure that people have enough food and water. So to then start turning from an evacuation plan to actually a welfare project.
Dean Stott in Jerusalem, thank you for the work you do, and thank you for being on our program.
Thank you so much.